Bora então pro nosso game. Jogando diretamente pro PlayStation 3, rapaziada. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. É a versão HD, essa Collection, né? HD Collection, que conta com Metal Gear Solid 3, o Peace Walker e o Metal Gear Solid 2, né? Todos esses remasterizados pro PlayStation 3, que são originalmente... Esses aqui, o 2 e o 3, são de PlayStation 2. E esse Peace Walker aqui era de PSP. Então vamos começar pelo começo, né? 1964. Esses Lego eu nunca joguei, mas tem algum... Eu tenho os que saíram na Plus, eu peguei. Duda. Salve, salve, Ian. E aí, tudo certo? Os Lego que saíram na Plus no PlayStation 4 eu peguei. Mas ainda não cheguei a jogar nenhum deles. Bora começando aí. Kojima Productions. Ô, saudade de um joguinho bom, hein? Blue Point. Ó, como falei, HD Edition porque é a versão do PlayStation 3, né? Ele originalmente foi lançado no PlayStation 2. Bora lá. Ó, além desses jogos, ó, ele tem o Metal Gear, aquele do MSX, desculpa, e Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, né, nessa coletânea. Aqui, Options, sangue normal, câmera boa terceira pessoa, tem aqui normal. Vou deixar o padrão. Câmera up down normal, reverse. Esse left right que geralmente eu gosto do reverso. Isso, pra cima, pra baixo. Qualquer coisa a gente muda, não sei se dá pra mudar depois. Full screen, ajuste de brilho, ok. Cara, esse aqui vai ser a primeira vez que eu tô jogando mesmo, eu nunca zerei. Tá, então vamos jogar até zerar, não hoje, obviamente, mas vamos fazer essa série aí. E eu zerei o 1, tanto no PlayStation 1 como no PC. Na versão de PC, quando lançaram, tiveram vários extras, né? Tem uma história com um ninja também. E é bem bacana, tem uns extras na versão de PC. E eu joguei a versão do PlayStation 3, essa aqui do Metal Gear Solid 2. Essa mesmo dessa coletânea aqui. Dessa mesma coletânea, mas eu não cheguei a jogar nem o 3, nem o Peace Walker. Então vamos, New Game. Ó, tô jogando Metal Gear pela primeira vez. Eu gosto de Metal Gear 1. Gosto de Metal Gear 2. O que seria isso aqui? Bom, vou botar esse aqui. Esse aqui então. Eu gosto de Metal Gear 1. Não sei se muda. Vamos no normal. Deixa no look aqui. Beleza, Duda? Valeu. Obrigadão aí de novo pela raid, pela presença, trocar uma ideia aí. Tamo junto.
East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
Ó, depois da Segunda Guerra Mundial 2, né? Da Segunda Guerra Mundial 2. O mundo foi dividido entre Oeste e Leste, né? E foram divididos em dois, que começou a Guerra Fria. Sendo o período da Guerra Fria. Se o som estiver muito baixo, muito alto, pessoal, falem aí. Tanto meu microfone quanto o som do jogo. Segunda Guerra Mundial 2. É que o cara... Eu li o inglês e falei o português, né? Tipo World War II. E em português é Segunda Guerra Mundial. E traz pra frente, né? É a mistura, né? A mistura do inglês com o português. Dá isso.
Flying over Pakistan. Altitude 30,000 feet.
Approaching Soviet airspace.
20 minutes to drop off.
Commencing internal depressurization. Equipment check. Arm main parachute.
All right. You ready to go?
Drop zone still showing a high pressure mass. Cav okay.
Good. We've got high visibility.
É a expansão da Segunda Guerra, é claro. É parte 2. É Segunda Guerra, parte 2.
Put out that cigar. Connecting oxygen hose to interior connector. Put on your mask.
Já tá enchendo o saco já.
Does this panty waste know what he's doing?
Approaching release point.
10 minutes to drop off.
Hey, are you deaf?
He said put out the cigar and put on your mask.
Depressurization complete.
Checking oxygen supply.
Contextualizando, né, pessoal que nunca
6
jogou
minutes to
Metal
drop
Gear,
off. Opening rear hatch.
esse Snake aí não é o mesmo Snake do Metal Gear 1. O pessoal tá acostumado aí. Esse é o primeiro Snake. Codinome Naked Snake.
External
Metal Gear 1 é o
temperature minus
Solid
46
Snake.
Celsius. 2 minutes to drop off. Stand up.
You'll be falling at 130 miles per hour. Try not to get frostbite from the wind chill.
1 minute to drop off. Move to the
Deixa
rear.
o charutinho em paz. Aham.
This is one for the history books. The world's first Halo jump.
Ó, o cigarrinho
10
voltando.
seconds to drop off. Stand by.
Charutinho, né? Esse tamanho ali foi um charutinho.
All green.
Prepare for drop off. Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Spread your wings
And fly. God be with you.
Ó.
Jack, I've got some important news. The head of the CIA has finally given us the green light for the virtuous mission.
Virtual mission?
No, the virtuous mission. The future of our Fox unit depends on it. If it succeeds, we'll be officially organized into a unit.
Virtuous mission? Sounds like some kind of initiation ritual.
You know, don't get cocky. This isn't a training op.
Right. So what exactly is this wonderful mission?
Well, about 2 years ago,
Vou
a
explicar a
certain
missão aí.
Soviet scientist requested asylum in the West through one of our moles. His name is Nikolai Stepanovich Sokolov. He's head of the OKB-754 Design Bureau, one of the Soviets' top-secret weapon research facilities, and the East's foremost expert on weapons development.
Sokolov. Isn't he that famous rocket scientist?
The very same. On April the 12th, 1961, the Soviets achieved the first manned spaceflight in history.
The Earth was blue, but there was no God.
Well spoken. The rocket that carried Yuri Gagarin into orbit was the A-1, known as the Vostok rocket. Sokolov is said to be the man most responsible for the multi-engine cluster used in that rocket. After Gagarin's flight, Sokolov left rocket development to become the head of the newly established Design Bureau.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau, that's quite a success story. So why do you want to defect?
It seems he'd become afraid of his own creations.
Afraid?
Call it a crisis of conscience.
And for that, he left his country and his family behind and went over the fence?
Not exactly. One of his conditions was that his family was also to be taken safely to the west. We used a mole to get the family out first, and succeeded in sneaking Sokolov over the Berlin Wall shortly afterwards. I was the one who conducted the operation.
The security on the eastern side was still full of holes back then. Then what?
We got Sokolov over in one piece, but the whole ordeal had left him exhausted, and we checked him into a hospital in West Berlin. It It took him 2 weeks and more than 600 miles to get from the research facility in the Soviet Union to Berlin. He was in no condition to say anything coherent. And it was only a week later that we had something much bigger on our hands.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
October the 16th, 1962, President Kennedy received word that the Soviets were in the process of deploying intermediate-range ballistic missiles in Cuba. The President demanded that the Soviets dismantle and remove the missiles. At the same time, he announced a naval blockade to prevent further missile shipments from reaching Cuba. But the Soviets didn't back down, instead placing their armed forces on secondary alert. Soviet transport ships carrying missiles continued on course towards Cuba. US and Soviet forces went on alert for an all-out nuclear war. Frantic negotiations were conducted through the UN's Emergency Security Council and unofficial
Oh, salve, salve, dedão.
Finally, on October
E aí, brigadão pela
28th,
presença.
Soviet Union agreed to remove
Tudo
its
certo, meu
missiles from
parceiro.
Cuba.
Boa noite pra ti, hein?
And so the world avoided a nuclear holocaust. But in order to get the Soviets to pull their missiles out, we had to make a deal.
You mean the one where the US agreed to remove its IRBMs from Turkey?
Raidzinha chegando. Voltou a fazer live, hein?
They had no strategic
Essa semana
value
tava
whatsoever
sumido, hein?
to either the US
Tava
or the
sumido essa
Russians.
semana aí. Não fez
Turkey
raid,
was
não
a
fez
ruse,
live.
a cover story that was fed to the other intelligence
Voltando com
agencies
tudo,
around
então.
the world.
So what did the Russians really want?
Sokolov. They wanted us to return Sokolov.
You mean the Soviets pulled out of Cuba just to get their hands on Sokolov?
That's right.
What the hell was he working on?
At the time, we had no idea.
Mais
We were
sumido de
running out of
todos.
time. It was either give up Sokolov or risk full-scale nuclear war. In the end, we had no choice. President Kennedy gave in to Khrushchev's demand. The next day, I got Sokolov out of the hospital, handing him over to agents on the eastern side. Sokolov kept on screaming,
Não tô
"Save me,"
podendo.
until he
Ah, não,
disappeared
tranquilo,
twice.
cara, tranquilo. Prioridades. Tudo aqui, a nossa vida é questão de
Then
prioridades.
a month ago, we received some new information from one of our moles.
About Sokolov?
Yes. He was taken back to the research facility and forced to continue working on the weapon in question under KGB supervision. What's more, it's on the verge of completion.
So what kind of weapon is it? Something to do with space rockets?
No, missiles.
Same technology.
I guess you're right. We don't know the details, but it appears to be a new kind of nuclear device. For half a year now, the Soviets have been conducting frequent nuclear tests at Semipalatinsk.
Something to do with the weapon, I assume.
We're talking about a secret weapon so big that Khrushchev was ready to pull out of Cuba to get it back.
Is Sokolov still in the facility?
No, according to our intelligence, he's in Selinoyarsk, a place in the mountains about 3 miles to the west that's known as the Virgin Cliffs.
The Virgin Cliffs. Nice name for a virtuous mission.
They moved him there just recently.
Why?
Apparently, they're conducting a field test of the weapon, but it's our best chance to get him back. This mission would never have been possible if he was still in the research facility. This is our last chance. Sokolov must have known that too.
Opa,
in contact.
não tem como dar um pause aqui, né?
Dedaupv continua sua inscrição por 8 meses. Dedaupv passando mais pra fortalecer o storyboard.
Ô, dedão, valeu, cara. Brigadão mesmo. 8 meses fortalecendo o canal aí, ajudando. Brigadão pela renovação do sub, cara. Tamo junto. Vai lá, fica no lurk aí, já ajuda bastante. Que isso. Com o sub ainda, então. Fortalece demais. Brigadão, brigadão mesmo. E momento que a maioria do começo, assim, é muita história, né? Metal Gear sempre foi muita história.
Listen up, Jack. Your mission is to infiltrate Selinoyarsk in the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety of Sokolov, and bring him back to the west.
Tá, nossa primeira missão é resgatar o cientista russo aí, Sokolov.
If we don't get Sokolov back before that weapon is complete, we'll be facing a major crisis. The clock is ticking.
Bora. Cara, eu nunca zerei, eu joguei bem pouco, sabe, dedão? Nunca cheguei a zerar ele mesmo. Falta de tempo mesmo, cara. Mas dessa collection eu zerei o Metal Gear Solid 2. Mas eu quero futuramente trazer todos, né?
Once it's complete, the gunship's arm will latch onto the balloon and pull it up.
The Fulton surface-to-air recovery system. I'm familiar with the theory.
Take it easy. It's been combat-proven.
Do you think Sokolov is up to it?
The shock will be less than during a parachute jump, and the arm can handle up to 500 pounds.
So you're planning on going over the border in a single combat talent?
She's equipped with two 6-barrel 20mm Vulcan cannons, as well as two 40mm machine guns.
Sounds like she could hold her own against a battalion of tanks.
Even with the fuel in the reserve tank, we're facing a 4-hour time limit. If all goes well, it shouldn't take more than a few hours.
Home in time for dinner.
But if anything goes wrong,
You'll be eating dinner, breakfast,
and all the rest of your meals in the jungle.
Low. Connect Low. Quem não conhece é a lojinha do nosso parceiro Low Play.
Do you copy? You're already in enemy territory, and somebody might be listening in. From here on out, we'll be using code names to refer to each other. Your code name for this mission will be Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on. You're not to mention your real name.
Snake?
What, you don't like snakes?
What do you mean?
You've eaten one before, haven't you?
In survival training.
I'm glad to hear that.
I don't know if I'd ever order one in a restaurant, but...
Be careful, you might not have a choice.
What about you, Major? What should I call you?
Let's see. I'll be Tom. Call me Major Tom. This will be a sneaking mission. You must not be seen by the enemy. You must leave no trace of your presence. Is that clear? This kind of infiltration is the Fox unit's speciality.
Não podemos
In
ser
other
vistos.
words, weapons and equipment are procure on site. That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
Great. Now I see why you asked me if I like snakes. I suppose calling me Snake was your idea of a joke, too.
No. There's a good reason for that. I'll tell you later when the time is right.
Gotcha. Getting back to the subject, how exactly am I supposed to feed myself?
You've been issued a knife and a tranquilizer gun. Use them to hunt for food. You'll also find some medical supplies in your backpack.
Yeah, about the backpack. I lost it in a tree on the way down.
I see. Well, you'd better go back and get it then. You know where it is?
No problem. I can see it from here. It's stuck on a branch.
To climb a tree, stand in front of a tree that's covered in ivy and press the action button. I'll be monitoring your progress over the radio. We can't risk violating Soviet airspace, but I'll be in the gunship. My frequency is 140.85. I'll give you a call if I need to talk to you. If you need to talk to me, use the send function. Okay, Snake, go get your backpack.
Bora. Acho que a hora vai começar, hein? Valeu, dedão, pelo Lucky. Beleza. Tá, temos aqui comida. Tá, algumas calorias, né? Options. Aqui os options normais, beleza. Tá, camuflagem, mochila e cura não tenho ali. Beleza. Tem uns 10% ali em cima. Eu acho que é nível de camuflagem, né? Tá, aqui. Aqui a gente rastreia. Não. Ou é som? Pode ser som que a gente faz. Tá. Bolinha a gente dá no soco. Quadrado e triângulo, nada por enquanto, né? Tá. Tá aqui, beleza. Beleza. Aqui ele dá, ele dizia que aqui dá, conseguia ver, não é? Consegue ver. Mochila em algum lugar, tá aqui. O L1, ele ajeita a câmera, ok. R1 aqui. Temos a faca aqui. Beleza. Salve, salve, Rodrigo. E aí, tudo certo? Tá ali já. A mochila. Cara, vai ficar de frente isso, subir. Eu tô aqui de frente. Tá. Peraí. Será que eu tenho que tirar a faca? É por isso que daí não sobe? Agora pra tá aqui na frente. Tá. O triângulo é de botão de ação. Entendi. Solid Snake. Não, esse aqui é o Naked Snake. Esse é o Naked Snake. Não é o mesmo Snake do Metal Gear Solid 1.
I see you've retrieved your backpack, Snake. To equip a weapon, it's necessary to take it out of your backpack. In the survival viewer, choose Weapon from the backpack. Your available weapons will be displayed in a window in the upper left. From that list, choose the weapon you want to equip and press the Enter button. For other equipped items, just do the same thing from Item.
Got it. Use the survival viewer backpack.
Yep, that's right. Survival is fundamental to this mission.
Não,
After
não é o
you've been out
mesmo.
in the field for a while,
São
your stamina will
clones.
start to drop. If your stamina gets too low,
São
it'll
clones
affect your
desse aqui.
performance.
Esse aqui é o primeiro Snake.
You won't be able to shoot accurately, for example, and your wounds won't heal as smoothly. Keep an eye on your stamina so you don't run out. To recover lost stamina, you can hunt for local flora and fauna. You can use either your tranquilizer gun or your knife to hunt.
My only weapon is a Mark 22 Hush Puppy tranquilizer gun?
That's right. It's been fitted with its own suppressor.
Só tem
However, the
tranquilizador.
suppressor will deteriorate every time you fire. Once its durability reaches 0, the noise suppression effect will be gone. So don't get too trigger happy with it. The suppressor's durability is shown in the icon. Any weapons and equipment beyond what you're carrying now, you'll have to find as you go.
I have to find my own weapons and equipment? Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
Solo covert actions are standard Fox operating procedure. You can't leave any traces of your presence. No weapons, equipment, footprints, sweat, or bodily waste. The same goes for bullets and cartridges, too. Your presence in enemy territory is already a violation of international conventions of warfare. There aren't supposed to be any American soldiers in Russia. It could spark an international incident. You can't let anyone see you. You can't let the enemy know you're there. This is a stealth mission. You're a ghost,
tentar
Snake,
ser stealth,
in
né?
every sense of the word. And there'll be no rescue if you're captured. The military and US government will deny any involvement in the affair.
Then I'll just have to take care of myself, huh?
I'm afraid so. You've been given a fake death pill for that purpose. SIS guidelines stipulate that soldiers on covert ops like this one be issued a potassium cyanide capsule. Tape it to your body so you can take it when you need to.
How generous of you.
Use it if you're taken prisoner by the enemy. It'll send you into a state of false death for a short time.
Fooling them into thinking that I'm really dead. So how do I come back to life?
Just take the revival pill.
You mean that thing they put in my tooth before the mission?
That's the one. But be careful. If you remain in a state of false death for too long, nothing will be able to bring you back. Remember that.
I'll keep it in mind. You said this was a solo mission, right?
Right.
I guess that means I can't count on any reinforcements.
Correct. The mission rests entirely in your hands.
A real one-man army.
Relax. There's a support team ready to back you up over the radio.
Who?
I'll introduce them to you. This time, survival is of utmost importance. The first member of the support team will be in charge of monitoring your physical condition, acting as a medic, so to speak.
Nos 3
as well as
jogos.
recording your
Não,
mission data.
no.
She's a member of Fox as well, and
No
she's here on the gunship with me.
No 2 e no 4.
Hello, Snake. I'm paramedic. Nice to meet you.
Paramedic.
As in a medic who comes in by parachute.
Aren't you going to tell me your real name?
Are you going to tell me yours, Mr. Snake?
My name, huh? It's John Doe.
And they call you Jack for short. You're a regular Captain Nemo.
A name means nothing on the battlefield. After a week, no one has a name. What's your name?
Jane Doe.
Very funny.
I wasn't joking, but I'll tell you my name only if you manage to make it back alive. My frequency is 145.73.
She's also in charge of recording your mission data. Whenever you want to save, send a message over the reserved save frequency, 140.96.
So saving lets me record my mission data.
That's right. It also records the state of your health.
Good to know.
There's one more person I want to introduce you to, Snake.
Huh?
Speaking of snakes, you remember the boss, don't you? A legendary soldier and your mentor. Actually, it was the boss that got the DCI's authorization in the first place. She's going to be serving as Fox's mission advisor.
The boss is?
She also helped me plan this mission. She and I were at SAS together.
Jack, is that you? How many years has it been?
Boss?
That's right. It's me. Talk to me. Let me hear your voice.
It's been 5 years, 72 days, and 18 hours.
You've lost weight.
You can tell just by the sound of my voice.
Of course I can. I know all about you.
Really? Well, I don't know anything about you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Why'd you disappear on me all of a sudden?
I was on a top-secret mission. You didn't need me anymore.
But there were still so many things I wanted you to teach me.
No, I taught you everything you needed to know about fighting techniques. I taught you all I could. The rest you needed to learn on your own.
Techniques, sure. But what about how to think like a soldier?
How to think like a soldier? I can't teach you that. A soldier needs to be strong in spirit, body, and technique. And the only thing you can learn from someone else is technique. In fact, technique doesn't even matter. What's most important is spirit. Spirit and body are like two sides of a single coin. They're the same thing. I can't teach you how to think. You'll just have to figure it out for yourself. Listen to me, Jack. Just because soldiers are on the same side right now doesn't mean they always will be. Having personal feelings about your comrades is one of the worst sins you can commit. Politics determine who you face on the battlefield. And politics are a living thing. They change along with the times. Yesterday's good might be tomorrow's evil.
Is that why you abandoned me?
No, it had nothing to do with you. I already told you, Jack. I was on a top-secret mission. A soldier has to follow whatever orders he's given. It's not his place to question why. But you're looking for a reason to fight. You're a natural-born fighter, but you're not quite a soldier. A soldier is a political tool, nothing more. That's doubly true if he's a career soldier. Right and wrong have no place in his mission. He has no enemies and no friends. Only the mission. You follow the orders you're given. That's what being a soldier is.
I do whatever I have to get the job done. I don't think about politics.
That's not the same thing. Sooner or later, your conscience is going to bother you. In the end, you have to choose whether you're going to live as a soldier or just another man with a gun. There's a saying in the Orient, loyalty to the end. Do you know what it means?
Being patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country.
I follow the president and the top brass. I'm ready to die for them if necessary.
The president and the top brass won't be there forever. Once their terms are up, others will take their place.
I follow the will of the leader, no matter who's in charge.
People aren't the ones who dictate the missions.
Then who does?
The times. People's values change over time, and so do the leaders of a country. So there's no such thing as an enemy in absolute terms. The enemies we fight are only enemies in relative terms, constantly changing with the times. As long as we have loyalty to the end, there's no point in believing in anything, even in those we love.
And that's the way a soldier's supposed to think?
The only thing we can believe in with absolute certainty is the mission, Jack.
All right, but do me a favor.
What is it?
Call me Snake.
Snake? Oh, right. Your codename is Snake. It suits you well.
That's right. The legendary unit that the boss put together during World War II was a snake. The Cobra unit. A group of heroes that brought the war to an end and saved the world.
É bastante história
Well, with
mesmo,
a
hein?
legendary hero backing you up, you'll be fine. Isn't that right, Snake?
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else I'd rather have with me. Oh, and one more thing, boss.
Yes?
It's good to hear your voice again.
Same here. After all, who knows if either of us will make it out alive? Snake, you are always best at urban warfare and infiltrating buildings. But this is the jungle. Survival is going to be key. Those CQC techniques I taught you are sure to come in handy.
CQC? Close quarters combat, huh? I've been in the Green Berets for the past few years. I'm probably pretty rusty.
Not to worry. I'll be here to help you remember. After all, this is your first actual survival mission. I'll be supporting you over the radio.
Where are you, boss? Next to the Major?
The boss is communicating with us by radio from aboard a Permit-class submarine in the Arctic Ocean.
My frequency is 141.80. Call me if you need my advice on battle techniques.
Gotcha.
Your mission is to retrieve Dr. Sokolov. Dr. Sokolov is being held in an abandoned factory located to the north of your current position. Avoid heavy combat and don't let anyone see you. Don't forget that this is a stealth mission.
Não tentar ser stealth, né? Respondendo ali, Rodrigo, o...
Snake,
Ó, peraí.
try to remember some of the basics of CQC.
Tá.
Commencing virtuous mission now.
Vou dar um start aqui. Ó. No Metal Gear 1, 2 e 4 é o Solid Snake. E... 1, 2, isso. E no 4 é... Não, no 1, 2 e 4 é o Solid Snake. No 3 é esse Naked Snake. E no 5 é um tal de Venom Snake que é pra ser o mesmo. Mas como eu não joguei e não li muito sobre assim, não sei confirmar. Mas no 1, 2 e 4 é o mesmo. Tá. Camuflagem aqui. Peraí. Ah, a gente tem muito nível de... Ah, tem um nível de camuflagem aqui. Beleza. Tá. Tem que ir no 104. Não. Se fosse um emulador de PS3, daria pra trazer uma versão com... Eu acho que sim. Ó, save. Vamos salvar aqui, hein?
Saving the game, Snake?
Save. Salvando, ok. Ó, deu meia hora só de história. Tá. Ok, aqui. Tá. Agora você tem que... Não tem... Não é no memory card, é no HD do PlayStation 3, é um HD, né? Do PlayStation 3 em diante não tem mais memory card, né? Salve, salve, Rony. Os amiguinhos que incendeiam os outros. É, cara, aqui a gente procura incendiar aqui os próprios amigos. Infelizmente. Acontece, as coisas acontecem, né? Tá. Será que tem que... Se a gente anda... Segundo... Ah, eu consegui um troféuzinho. Aparece o troféu pra vocês aí? Apareceu, né? Tá. Vamos ver o que tem aqui. Caramba, tem um crocodilo ali, é isso? A gente morre pra crocodilo? Bem no começo ainda, cara. Acabamos de escutar só as frases todas aí. Tá. Ó. Cara, vamos... Muita frase. Aham. No canto superior de... Isso. Cara, agora... Cara, acho que... Eles estão aqui, não é pra vir pra cá, né? Ou não? Cara, eu tô andando perto de crocodilos, velho. Ai, caramba. Oh, não tinha nem visto esse aqui, velho. Putz, se eu entrar na água já era, né? Ou não? Não. Tá. Eu quero trocar o... Essa parte aqui. Bom, já salvou mesmo, né? Ah, mas ali tem... Ó, tem coisa pra pegar. Tem a caixinha ali. Mentira. Morri? Ah, ele morreu.
Snake, what happened? Snake!
Tá, então não é pra ir por ali. Será que tem que ir pelo cantinho aqui? Tentar ir pelo cantinho aqui. Ó, tentar ir pelo cantinho aqui. Levado pela lama. Ó. Pegamos aqui a munição. Sonar. O que ele faz? Criar o sensor de movimento, né? Ó. Será que tem mais alguma coisa por ali? Não. Tá. Opa. Ó, pelo radar tem coisa se mexendo ali, ó. Ah, peraí, eu vi um. Ó, tem uma cobra aqui, ó. Aí, ó. Snake. É comida? Mentira que a cobra virou comida. Ó. Uma piton. Ah, não como ainda, ó. Sabor desconhecido. Ah, mas se tiver com fome, vai cobra, vai cobra mesmo. Ó. Ó, tem mais cobrinha aqui, ó. Ó, pelo sensor de movimento ali. Ó, tem mais uma cobrinha. Tem é uma cobrinha aqui atrás, será? Não, é por aqui. Não, ele tá em cima. Será que dá pra subir nessas árvores aqui? Não. Não dá pra subir nessas árvores aqui. Soltaram um na Amazônia, por engano, na quarta-feira. Caramba. Opa, aí, ó. Tá. Vamos andando. Opa. Aí, ó. Salve, salve, Arashi. Tudo certo? Obrigadão pela raid aí. Sejam todos muito bem-vindos aí. Estão bem no comecinho aqui do Metal Gear Solid 3. Já morremos pra lama. Já matamos cobra. Levamos mordida de crocodilo. Recuperamos nossa mochila. Falamos com um monte de gente pelo rádio. E no final estamos sozinhos numa missão quase suicida.
Snake, your presence in Soviet territory is already a violation of international law. We can't let the Kremlin find out that the CIA and the American government
Salve,
are
piaba.
involved. Contact with the enemy is strictly prohibited. Don't engage them in battle either. This is a stealth mission. Got that?
Já
The
ouvimos
Major
que é
is
pra
right.
ser stealth,
The point
mas
of this
vamos tentar,
mission
né?
is to sneak through the jungle without being seen. The success of the mission depends on how well you use your camouflage. Change your camouflage by selecting Camouflage from the Survival Viewer.
É, isso aí a gente já
The
fez, já.
uniform option lets you pick your uniform, while the face option lets you change your face
Rádio
paint.
fechou 100%
Choosing camouflage
do
that
Crash
blends in
3
with your
hoje, Arashi.
surroundings will help you conceal yourself more
Boa,
effectively.
salve, salve zero. Tudo certo?
Also,
Obrigado pela presença
don't forget
também
that
aí.
anything that moves will stand out in the jungle. If you just stand up and run around like an idiot, you're bound to be spotted. But if you crawl instead, you should be able to sneak by without being noticed. You can see how effective your camouflage is by looking at the camo index. The camo index shows how well your current camouflage blends in with the surrounding area. The higher the value, the harder you are to spot, and vice versa. The key is to make yourself one with nature. Keep that in mind as you go along, okay?
Tá. Bom de guerra, é isso aí. Agora estamos em outro jogo já. O bom de guerra já foi. Tá. O cara tá. Tá, mas aqui a gente. Tá. 25% só de camuflagem. Até porque eu tô. Espectador número 11 nas duas lives. Boa, Arashi. Mas tu não estás aproveitando esse aí pra fazer teus vídeos lá, né? Teus vídeos, eu vi que tu começou do zero, né? Vai fazer só zerar ele normal, né? Não vai fazer o 100%. 100% é só em live, né? Tá. Agora tem que ver por onde é que ele vai. Eu só não prestei atenção se eu posso matar o cara ou não posso matar. Sei que eu não posso ser visto, né? Ah, sim. Pra tentar. Não. Pô, fiz cagada, hein? Mano.
Who's that? HQ, please respond.
Deu ruim, né?
This is HQ.
Control here. Enemy sighted. Requesting backup.
Acknowledged. Sending reinforcements.
É só esperar morrer, né? Agora é só esperar morrer. Não dá pra vazar? Não dá pra... Porra, apertei o botão ali pra bater. Ele bate na parede. E que azar, né? Tá, vamos fazer um... Cadê um load game aqui? Dá pra... Deixa eu ver. Vamos voltar aqui, fizemos cagada. Mas é assim, eu vou aprendendo. O Arashi platinou Crash 3, Crash Bandicoot 3. Deixa eu botar aqui pra carregar. Esqueci. Vamos voltar lá. Eu tinha salvo bem antes. Quero prestar atenção no que ela fala ali, a boss. O que a boss fala. Ah, é 105? Pô, eu não sabia que Crash tinha essas coisas de... Pensei que era só Donkey Kong. Quero ver se eu salvei antes de pegar... Matar as cobras, né? É, eu tenho que matar as cobras ainda. Pega aqui. Cadê o... Não. Peguei uma cobrinha aqui. Tinha mais cobra pra cá, não tinha mais cobra pra cá? Não. Tem, acho que uma cobrinha pra cá, não tem? Ó. O matinho tá se mexendo. Pronto. Ó, tem mais uma cobrinha aqui. Esse jogo aqui, mais versões, Ah não, tá falando do Crash ou do Metal Gear, Rony? Tem umas coisas aqui no radar. Pássaros aqui, isso. Peraí. Ah, do meu... Obrigado, mods. Oi, Cintia. E aí, tudo bom, certinho? Agora que eu vi. Oi. Deixa eu ver aqui. Arashi. Ó, salve, salve. Isso é... Aparecendo aí, Arashi. Não, foi o Rony, foi eu que autorizei aqui. Ele pega ali como se fosse fora de contexto, né? Que macaco fora de... Dependendo do contexto, ele pode bloquear ou não bloquear, né? Não faz muito sentido. Ah, tá. Aqui é a parte dos crocodilos.
Oi, Cíntia. Bem-vinda. Abraço pro Jonas.
Abraço pro Jonas. Tá, aqui a gente... Tá. Eu tenho que salvar um pouquinho mais pra frente lá, então, que essa parte já tinha passado. Aqui pra não tomar uma mordida de... Entendi, só sei que esse jogo... Esquentava? Deixa eu ver como é que tá o PS3 aqui, tá... Não, o PS3 não tá quente não, tá de boa. Até hoje não entendi o meme de Jonas. É, o meme de Jonas é meme interno do canal Piaba. Foi na live de... Acho que... Do Shadow of the Colossus, né? Acho que foi Shadow of the Colossus que surgiu. É um conhecido nosso lá de Garopaba, que é um outro município aqui perto de Floripa. Depois vocês procurem aí no Google Maps. Praia do Siriu, Garopaba, Santa Catarina. Tá, aqui a gente... Vamos salvar aqui, porque... Já estamos bem...
Saving the game, Snake?
Saving, é isso mesmo. Que ele tava mandando um salve pra mim, através da Cynthia lá. E aí ficou assim, aí todo mundo pegou, o Jonas, pô, manda um salve pro Jonas. O Jonas tá mandando um salve, e aí ficou. Aí o Jonas já virou até Pikachu no jogo.
Nope, never heard of it.
These scientists are investigating a place deep
Não sei
in
se
the
já virou
Amazon
também
called the
personagem
Black
na live do Arashi,
and
também
they
não
get
sei.
picked off one
Mas
after
geralmente
the other
aí
by
tem
this
quem vem
fisherman
aqui e
gang.
manda um salve pro Jonas.
And there was this scene
O
where
Mike
the
não
heroine
curte
is
muito o
going for a
Jonas, ele não dá
swim,
salve pro
and the
Jonas, aí a
creature sneaks
gente
up
fala
on
mal
her
do
from underwater.
Mike.
Oh, I thought
Aí
my
tem
heart was
isso.
going to stop.
Tá, vou passar essas. Tá, já salvamos aqui. Tá, agora a gente tem que aprender a ser stealth, senão a gente vai sofrer nesse jogo aí. A jogabilidade dele é bem diferente do Metal Gear 1 e do 2, cara. Que é uma câmera mais parada aqui. Aí tu consegue ver de outro ângulo.
Major, I've spotted 2 enemy soldiers.
They're probably KGB troops sent to guard Sokolov.
AK-47s.
Putz, agora são 2? E eu salvei? Só piorou então, se eu morri... Cada vez que eu morro fica mais difícil?
Snake, your presence in Soviet territory is already a violation of international law. We can't let the Kremlin find out that the CIA and the American government are involved. Contact with the enemy is strictly prohibited. Don't engage them in battle either. This is a stealth mission. Got that?
Tá, né? Pra entrar
The
em
Major
batalha,
is
tá.
right. The point of this mission is to sneak through the jungle without being seen. The success of the mission depends on how well you use your camouflage.
Tá. Não é pra matar ninguém, então.
Change your camouflage by selecting Camouflage from the Survival Viewer.
Posso nem dar
The
mata-leão.
uniform option lets you pick your uniform.
Eu lembro que
while
no
the
1 e no
face
2 tinha
option lets
mata-leão,
you
né?
change your face paint. Choosing camouflage that blends in with your surroundings will help you conceal yourself more effectively. Also, don't forget that anything that moves will stand out in the jungle. If you just stand up and run around like an idiot, you're bound to be spotted.
É,
But
foi o
if
que
you
eu fiz.
crawl instead,
Corri que nem um
you
idiota
should
mesmo.
be able to sneak by without being noticed. You can see how effective your camouflage is by looking at the camo index. The camo index shows how well your current camouflage blends in with the surrounding area. The higher the value, the harder you are to spot, and vice versa. The key is to make yourself one with nature. Keep that in mind as you go along, okay?
Tá. Nossa camuflagem aqui vai dar mais 5%. E o uniforme, o maior que dá é esse aqui, o de Leaf. Vamos ficar com 50% nível de camuflagem. Tá. Vou comer algo. Ah, perfeito. Valeu, Arashi.
E comemorar o 100%.
Tá certo. Tem que comemorar mesmo. Tá, então aqui eu vou esperar o cara vir. Aí eu tenho que dar a volta. E vai ter que ser assim, sem enfrentar ninguém. Mas não aparece no meu sensor? Ele vai passar por aqui não, né? Ó. Luigi #1, boa piaba. Será que dá pra ver outro cara lá? O cara vai e volta, será? Não, eu quero descer. Tá. Tá. Pô, ficou bom, hein? Ficou bom o do Luigi, ô Piaba. Fizesse misturando... Esse teu aí, ele é daqueles do... Como é que é o nome daquele aplicativo lá? Pô, esqueci agora. Caramba. Eu usava também. Agora me falhou o nome. Cara. Cara, eu vou sair daqui porque aqui não é. Ah, não, de novo não. Não vou morrer não, né? Que azar, né? Tá. Vamos aqui, dá pra sair? Não. Options. Cara, vamos botar pra morrer aqui. Se eu sair e voltar é... Toda vez que eu saio e volto vai demorar mais ainda. É mais fácil deixar ele morrer. Vou até correr pra ver onde é que vai... Onde é que eu tenho que ir. Acho que é pra lá, não é? Não pode salvar o Dudu. Só deixa eu ver se é pra cá. Tá, é pra cá que tem que ir. Ali eu tenho que ir sem... Ó, mas tô em alerta. Tá. Só pra ver onde é que tem que ir mesmo. Não pode morrer, tem que ganhar. Tá. Continue. Vamos continuar da onde a gente... Não. Ah, continua aqui. Não quero aqui. Então a gente tem que sempre voltar. Voltar pro... Eu queria dar um load direto, mas não dá pra fazer um load aqui. Eu tenho que sair e depois aparecer no load. Mas, bora. Aconteceu isso, eu acho. Cadê? É aqui? Não. Vou mostrar pra vocês. Essa aqui, ó. Esse é o que a gente tá jogando aí. Deixa eu ver se aparece na câmera. Metal Gear HD Collection. Ele só precisava ter um sisteminha de load game melhor, né? Capinha e tudo, tá aqui, ó. Ó. PlayStation favoritos. Aqui, pra deixar retinho. Tá. Aí já tá com as nossas cobrinhas aqui. Quantas cobrinhas a gente tem aqui? 2, tem que pegar mais cobrinha. Não tinha cobrinha por aqui. Por aqui não tem cobrinha. Não, é do crocodilo. Ó, aqui tem a cobra. E tinha outra cobrinha pra cá. Não tinha outra cobrinha pra cá? Aqui. Pronto. Aí aqui a gente salva. Pra não ter que fazer isso aqui tudo de novo.
Saving the game, Snake?
Save the game, Snake. Yes, save the game. Podia ter um load the game, Snake. Yes, load the game. Mas não tem, né? Fechou. Save successful. Pronto. Tá, o que a gente tem. O que a gente tem que pegar é a manha do stealth. A manha do stealthzinho. Tá.
Snake,
Tá.
you're...
Nossa, vamos passar que a gente já tá cansado já. Ó. Tem coisa por aqui? Ah, tem uma parte por aqui. Tem gente aqui. Opa. Ó, isso aqui eu não tinha encontrado antes, hein. Dragon 9 Sniper Rifle. Viu como é bom? Ó. Pera aí. Não. Acabamos encontrando coisa melhor depois que a gente morreu 50 milhões de vezes. Ó. Mas daí eu não posso matar ninguém, né? Falaram que não vai matar ninguém. Mas pegamos uma Dragon 9 aqui. Porra, vou até salvar, né? Depois dessa aqui tem que até salvar. Pegamos uma Dragon 9. Opa, tem até uma cobrinha ali. Não, vamos primeiro matar a cobrinha, depois a gente... Porra, tem muita cobra aqui, né? Tem outra cobra. Cadê o nosso radarzinho aqui? Aqui, ó. Tinha mais alguma coisa aqui? Não. Então vamos salvar. Agora vamos salvar. Pô, pegamos um rifle.
Do you want to save?
Sim. Já que a gente salvou, a gente podia tentar dar um tirinho no cara, né? O que vocês acham? Já salvamos mesmo? Será que vale a pena dar um tirinho no cara? Ó, se eu trocar minha arma aqui, ó. Como é que eu miro? Aqui. Ah, ó. Ah, eu fico parado. Tá. Vai ter que... Ó, o cara tá lá, ó. O que vocês acham? Dá um tiro. O cara merece tomar um tirinho, será? Como é que é? É quadrado? Será que é tiro? Pô, ele apareceu bem na reta aqui, ó. Foi? Ó. Perfeito. Ó, que... Cara, não tem nada aqui. Será que vai dar ruim matar? Não, né? E nada, me ajudou? Levou só um. Foi um bem dado aí, né? Só que lá acho que tem mais de um, né? Ah, ali tem dois, ó. Tem um outro lá, ó. Peraí, eu não botei minha camuflagem, pô. Eu não salvei com a camuflagem. Ô, danço. Ó. Uniforme. Aí sim. Tem que dar um jeito de ver o cara aqui. Peraí, o cara tá dando a volta no... na árvore ali. Ah, tá. Ele tá dando a volta ali. Agora tem que... Peguei granada aqui, ó. Pô, mas aí o cara tem que... Pô, como é que eu vou... A visão é ruim, hein? Ó, tem um ali e o outro tá dando a volta. E eu tenho que ir... pra lá. Reto lá. Tá, esse cara tem que dar a volta aqui. Putz. Ó. Esperar ele passar por aqui, eu bem devagar e dar a volta pro outro lado. Só pode ser isso? Ou o contrário, né? Oh, caramba. Ou isso, ou eu vim por aqui. Ó. Esse lado aqui. Ferrou, porque não é pra esse lado aqui, é isso? Ó, vim pro lado que não era pra vir. É pra ir lá pro outro lado. Tá. Ó, o outro cara tá lá do outro lado, lá. Por que esses caras não aparecem num radar ali? Esse sensor aparece não, ó. Foi. Tá, essa parte aqui foi. Dar um tirinho lá, isso. Mas vamos salvar primeiro que a gente já passou. Cara, aqui é um pedaço, um save.
You want to save?
Yes. Não. Yes.
Snake.
Tá. Só que aqui... Cadê o... Peraí. Cadê o... Esse aqui é microfone. Peraí. Ah. Cadê? Tem que dar um... Será que eu tiro ali então?
There's nothing here.
Tá. Não tinha um negócio de abelha.
I think I saw some. Huh. Guess I'm seeing things.
O próprio... Na cutscene tinha aparecido ali. Porra, errei mesmo. Pronto. Paciência. Agora sim. Oi, amor. Tudo certinho? Tá. Agora só pra ver. Tinha... Ah, tinha um negócio de marimbondo ali. Bom. Agora paciência. Como é que eu vou chegar lá? Será que é assim? Vamos ver. Não. Putz. Não vai. Agora foi. Puta merda. Vai dar pra descer aqui. Ah, era pra apertar pra segurar de novo. Que azar. Que azar. Kojima Production. Pum, 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 pum. Vamos lá. Aí, ó. Tem que esperar ele. Tá ali. Pô, a sensibilidade disso aqui é Perfeito. Foi, né? Deixa eu pegar o scoop aqui pra ver. Foram embora? Foram embora. Dá só um confere por aqui. Tá, nossa. Sensor de movimento aí. Opa. Beleza, passamos mais essa parte aí.
Major, I've reached the abandoned factory where Sokolov is supposedly being held. This place is a dump. I can't see Sokolov from here. The security is pretty tight. There are sentries posted around the perimeter. I wonder how many are inside.
Your objective, Sokolov, is inside the factory. They should be holding him in a room in the northeast section.
Northeast section. Got it.
Be careful. Your mission is to bring Sokolov back alive. He must not be exposed to any kind of danger. Do not approach Sokolov while in the alert phase.
Right.
Oh, and one more thing, Snake.
You mean there's more?
No, it's just that when you get to Sokolov, I want you to tell him something from me.
And that is?
Sorry for being so late.
Is that all?
Yes.
Understood. Beginning my approach to the target.
Vamos salvar. Garantir.
You want to save?
Vamos salvar. Tá. operação deles, hein? Tem um ali, tinha um 2 ali, né? Então, cara, aí mais perto ainda.
Who's that?
Não. Ah, cara, que azar. Tem que fazer tudo novo. Isso aí tá... ragezinho, hein? Um ragezinho. Tem 2 caras lá. Opa, que ele parou. Ah, esse aqui é bom, hein? Ó.
Huh?
Ah, faz
What's
barulho.
that sound? Who's that?
O negócio faz barulho, cara. O negócio faz barulho. Não acredito. Tá, quer? Então vamos sair correndo aqui e morrer. Ó. Tem gente pra caramba. Conhecer o perímetro aqui, já que vamos morrer. Vou conhecer o mapa. engatinhando tudo aqui, acho. Gatinho aqui. Aí deve dar pra subir aqui. Rastejando daqui. Rastejando aqui. Deixa eu ter que rastejar aqui também. Aí é provável que tem que dar a volta aqui de alguma forma. Rastejar aqui. E devo subir aqui, talvez seja.
This is HQ.
Patrol here. We've lost sight of the enemy. Commence alert formation.
Acknowledge. The enemy is still nearby. Pursue and engage him.
Vou começar as rações de rato aqui. Viu?
What's that sound?
Todo mundo aqui. Ó.
Guess I'm seeing things.
Quer ver, mano? Ó, já tá na conta, mas eu quero, vamos ver. Ah, melhorou.
Receba. Sim. Voltei. Preferi pedir uma pizza.
Tá certo, acho boa, hein? Pizzazinha. Tá, não recupera a vida? Ah, tô com fome. Como é que vai recuperar a vida, então? Bom. Já chamei a atenção de todo mundo. Corri pra cá, era pra ser stealth, mas não foi stealth. Agora tem que esperar baixar a tensão ali. Será que ele recupera sozinho? Ah, ele tá recuperando a vida sozinho, então é isso. Pode ser que recupere sozinho.
no time for this. You have to get me out of here before they arrive.
Who's they?
Colonel Volgin of Gru. You in the West know him as Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt? Never heard of him.
He's a member of the Army's extremist faction, a man who seeks
Senta
to
que lá
seize
vem
control
história.
of the motherland. Ever since the Cuban Missile Crisis 2 years ago, Khrushchev has been pursuing a policy of peaceful coexistence with the West. Despite resistance and criticism from hawks in the army and the provincial authorities, Khrushchev has managed to suppress the opposition so far. But the failure of his agricultural policies has put him in a precarious position. And on top of that, the tragedy last November.
President Kennedy's assassination.
Precisely. In a sense, Khrushchev has lost his biggest partner, and his power base is rapidly crumbling away. A certain group is plotting to use this opportunity to seize power by rallying the anti-government forces, overthrowing Khrushchev, and installing Brezhnev and Kosygin in his place. The mastermind behind this plot is Colonel Volgin of the Gru. He has control over another secret weapons research facility much like this one, OKB-812, known as the Granin Design Bureau, and is using it to further his plans. But that is not enough to satisfy him. Now he's plotting to seize the secret weapon I have been developing here and use it as leverage in his bid for power. The intelligence says that they are going to make their move during the test.
Then, the soldiers outside.
Exactly. They wouldn't need that many men just to keep me inside. Their orders were to prevent Colonel Volgin from capturing me. Even if it meant killing me in the process, or so it would seem. Volgin will come. I'm sure of it. You must get me out of here before then.
Leave it to me.
By the way, your Russian is superb. Where did you learn to speak it?
From my mentor.
Is that so? America is truly a frightening country.
Having second thoughts?
No. I have no love for this place. Let's go.
Vamos ver, missão agora.
Major, this is Snake. Sokolov is safe with me. He's doing fine. No injuries.
Good work, Snake. Now hurry up and get Sokolov to the recovery point. We'll rendezvous with you there.
Roger.
What about the sentries?
I had to kill them. There was no other way. But no one will know we were involved.
I see.
What about the boss?
We lost contact with the boss some time ago.
What happened?
It's probably just a weak signal. Just hurry and get Sokolov out of there.
So this is the legendary boss.
Huh?
Huh? We meet at last.
You're from the Ocelot unit of Spetsnaz. Huh. What's a GRU soldier doing here?
Soldier?
He's the Ocelot commander.
Ha! That's Major Ocelot to you. And don't you forget it.
Ocelot.
Sokolov is ours. Now get out of here.
And Ocelot never lets his prey escape.
What?
Porra.
I can't say it feels good to kill a comrade, even if it is for the GRU.
Sokolov, take cover.
Huh. You're not the boss, are you?
GRU operatives!
What is that stance? Huh. That gun. If you're not the boss, then die.
Major! Leave it! Shoot the other one! Whoa!
You ejected the first bullet by hand, didn't you? I see what you were trying to do. But testing a technique you've only heard about in the middle of battle wasn't very smart. You were asking to have your gun jam on you. Besides, I don't think you're cut out for an automatic in the first place. You tend to twist your elbow to absorb the recoil. That's more of a revolver technique.
You filthy American dog!
But that was some fancy shooting. You're pretty good.
Pretty good.
Major, do you read me?
I read you. Snake, you all right?
I've run into a few snags. These guys were after Sokolov too. Apparently they were taking orders from a GRU colonel named Volgan.
A GRU colonel?
Part of an internal Soviet power struggle, according to Sokolov. Something between the KGB and GRU. Between Khrushchev's supporters and Volgan's.
Sokolov was being guarded by the KGB and hunted by GRU? Snake, it sounds like this could be even hotter than Cuba.
I don't like it. Something about the whole thing stinks.
I agree. You'd better hurry.
Sokolov ran off by himself, but I'll catch up to him.
We're counting on you.
Vamos salvar, né? Não salvamos. Não.
You okay? Those men were from the Ocelot unit.
Spetsnaz?
Yes. The best GRU has to offer. They're coming for me. I'm finished!
Calm down. I'll get you out of here, I promise. And we've got some of the best backup we could ask for.
Look.
That's what they were making you build?
Yes. The Shagohod. The treading behemoth. A tank capable of launching nuclear IRBMs.
It can launch nuclear missiles from that kind of terrain?
Oh, yes. And without support from friendly units.
A nuclear-equipped tank capable of operating solo. Is that thing finished?
No. This is only the end of Phase 1. It won't be truly finished until we complete Phase 2.
Phase 2?
The weapon's true form. If it is completed and the Colonel gets his hands on it, it will mean the end of the Cold War.
The end of the Cold War?
Yes. And then the Age of Fear will truly begin.
A world war?
I had no choice but to cooperate. I didn't want to die. I wanted to see my wife and child again in America. Please, take me to America, quickly. They cannot complete it without my help.
Got it. Let's go.
Ooh.
boss.
Good work, Jack.
What are you doing here?
Sokolov comes with me.
Hornets.
My friends, let us fight together again.
I have waited long for this day.
We will fight with you once more. Welcome back, boss.
Now that all 5 of us are together, it's time we go to the depths of hell itself. It's raining blood. Is he crying?
Kuwabara, Kuwabara. Ah, what a joyful scene.
Colonel Vogan.
Welcome to my country. And to my unit.
What is this?
É, de Quabara, né?
Defecting to the Soviet Union.
O ruivinho lá do Yu Yu Hakusho. O cara mais engraçado do anime, né?
Nuclear warheads. These will make a fine gift for me.
This can't be happening.
Who is he? Another one of your disciples? Are we taking him with us?
No.
No corre-corre da cidade grande. Tanta gente passa, estou só.
É isso mesmo.
He has not yet found an emotion to carry into battle.
What are you talking about?
Tanta gente passa, estou só.
Think you can pull the trigger?
O tempo volta, e traz uma lembrança sua, estou só. Já nem sei dizer qual desses lugares se dói mais. Pô, a musiquinha vem direto na cabeça, né? Essas coisas o cara lembra, né? Quando é pra estudar pra prova e lembrar de coisa séria, o cara não lembra. O cara grava coisa fútil, né? O cara lembra. Grava pra vida inteira.
We can't let him live. If Khrushchev finds out about this, we're finished.
E irmão, tudo certinho? Como é que estão as coisas por aí?
He must die.
Wait. He's my apprentice. I'll take care of him.
Cara, é muita cena, muita história. Não sei como é que tá sendo. Não sei se vai ser uma boa continuar esse jogo aí nas lives. Quase nem deu pra jogar direito. Não sei se eu continuo, vou ver depois. Pois é, cara. Aí não interajo muito. O pessoal também não tem como jogar. Quer dizer, não é que não tem como jogar, é que eu não jogo muito, né? Muita cutscene, muito filmezinho. Não sei se é um jogo legal pra live. A galera também não interage.
Now, onto Sokolov's research facility.
Não, gostar eu gosto, mas talvez seja um jogo, cara, pra jogar em off, sabe? Por mais que o cara não vai arranjar um tempo pra jogar em off, mas talvez não seja um jogo pra jogar em live. Não tem nada contra o jogo. O jogo não tô dizendo que o jogo é bom ou ruim, sabe? Dá nem pra julgar se eu nem joguei ele decentemente, né? Mas eu falo pra ser um jogo que vale a pena pra jogar em live ou não, né? Ou talvez quando, sei lá, aí jogar realmente no emulador, que tem um patch pra tradução, sabe? Aí essas cutscenes, pra não ser chatas, né, entre aspas, daí vai dar pra entender, assim, né? Tipo, entender eu consigo entender, o problema é que daí traduzir pros outros e fazer essa coisa simultânea, meu inglês não é tão bom assim, sabe? Então nem tem como fazer isso. Aí fica uma cutscene, o cara tem que esperar, a pessoa, quem tá assistindo também tem que esperar, e não sei se vale a pena, sabe? Não tem tanta interação. Nada contra o jogo.
Snake, can you hear me?
Yeah, just barely.
Snake, listen to me. You need
Sim,
emergency
pois
medical
é.
treatment. Can you move?
Não, até que tá a média tá legal aqui. Eu tô
You've got to
acompanhando,
get
mas...
those wounds treated. Hang in there.
Mas o número
Alright,
a gente já
let's get
sabe,
you
né?
fixed
O
up.
número
Paramedics?
não diz
Okay,
nada, né?
Snake. Just relax and it'll all be over before you know it. Stay with me. I've seen people in worse shape before. Think you can handle it?
Major, the boss, she's defected.
We'll talk about that later. First, we've got to get you patched up.
Okay, here we go. First, open the survival viewer with the start button. If you select cure, you can start the treatment. Healing is divided into treatment using medicine with the item window button and surgical treatment using the weapon window button. Your injuries include a fractured left elbow and rib bone and lacerations on your upper arms, right elbow, and abdomen. They need to be fixed using surgical treatment. Move the healing cursor with the left stick to the affected part of your body. Once you've selected the affected area, hold the weapon window button and use the left stick to select the medical item and then press the enter button. With this method, you can use items to help your recovery process. To treat a bone fracture, first secure the affected area with a fastener and then wrap it in bandages. That should do it. For lacerations, you'll need disinfectant to clean the wound, sutures to stitch it up, styptic to slow the flow of blood, and bandages to wrap the wound. If you do everything I mentioned, the wound should heal completely.
Vamos tentar fazer tudo que ela falou, né? Mas ela falou um monte de coisa.
Stay with
Fazer
me.
sutura.
Go into the survival viewer and
monte de
treat
coisa.
those wounds.
É, também tem isso, Arashi. Tens razão. Tá. Cure aqui. Tá, primeiro tem que... Ó, fratura de osso. Pera aí. Tá, tem que desinfetar aqui. tem que a bandagem. Aqui pra estancar. Deixa eu ver, tem um negócio pra estancar. Aqui. Ó, esse aqui foi. Agora aqui. Corte profundo, tem que fazer suturação. Não? Tem que desinfetar. E um band-aid. Tá, e aqui também. Desinfetar, band-aid. É tudo desinfetar e band-aid? Fratura de osso. Tá. Tem que botar uma bandagem. Tá, aqui. Corte profundo. Tem que desinfetar. Bandagem. Pronto. Curamos. Agora tem que botar o osso no lugar.
Good job, Snake.
We're coming to get you now. Just stay where you are. We'll drop a recovery balloon. Can you set it up?
Ou pode ser que também depois dessa parte introdutória comece a ação, né?
Excellent. A great success. Thanks to the boss and her cobras, I have both Sokolov and the Shagohod.
What are we going to do with the girl?
Who is she?
Apparently she's Sokolov's woman.
She's a nice catch. I'll take her. Not so fast, my dear. A kiss of death.
Are you KGB?
We may be able to use her. She has spunk.
Bem que eu poderia estar jogando. Ah, isso aí dá pra até botar na edição, Arashi.
Shall we take her back to the base?
Perhaps we should.
É até uma boa.
We have no further use for Sokolov's research facility. I think it's time I gave this marvelous new toy a try.
Oh.
Colonel, even if they are our enemies, they're still our countrymen.
But it won't be me that pulled the trigger.
Que
We
perfeito,
are
cara.
friends, the American.
Suas edições são as melhores.
You're going to nuke your fellow Russians?
Remember the Alamo.
Colonel!
Cara, pessoal, vai dar... São meia-noite e 35. Eu acho que jogar mesmo... Eu joguei 40 minutos. De 2 horas e meia de live. Morrendo e voltando ainda, né? Morrendo e voltando. Ó, 1h37 foi de jogo corrido, mas... Contando com as cutscenes, né? Porque quando eu morri, ele não... Ó, por isso que eu falo, isso aí pode ter sido o começo, tá ligado? A introdução do jogo e agora pode começar a ação, né? Pode ser que seja isso, ó. Ó, estilo 007, ó, a introdução. Aquelas musiquinhas e tal. Não deixa de ser um agente secreto, né? Sei lá, um espião. Até no Detroit eu joguei mais. Não, mas eu vou dar uma chancezinha, né, pra mais uma live pra ele, pra ver. Se na próxima live fosse o mesmo esquema assim. Ó. Gerando a introdução do jogo.
a tree frog. It's ordeal, the trial to survive. For the day we see new light, I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. Crime, it's the way I'd like to
Se inventando depois de. Ai. Não tem problema, cara, não tem problema. Ai, ai. Agora começar o jogo? Será que é isso? Uma semana depois.
Currently flying over the Arctic Ocean, altitude 30,000 feet, approaching Soviet airspace. Arriving at the designated drone launch point. Drone oil pressure and voltage are nominal. Payload oxygen supply is nominal. Power supply to payload antifreeze system shows no problems. No gusts. All systems go for drone detachment.
Snake, we can't risk a halo jump this time around. Airspace security has gotten tighter since we were last here. We can't get as close to the ground as we did during the Virtuous mission. So instead, we'll be using one of our newest weapons. Snake, you're being given an honor on par with Alan Shepard. This is our last chance. Show your patriotism. If you fail, you'll be back in a hospital bed again, waiting for the firing squad. So how does it feel to be a patient in one of the most advanced ICUs in the world?
Would you do me a favor and tell the suits about visiting hours? I'll never get better with them assaulting me day and night with their questions.
Must be part of the top brass's inquiry.
More like an interrogation. According to them, I'm a traitor and an accomplice to the boss's defection.
They're just looking for a scapegoat.
Does that mean they're after you, too?
Let's just say neither one of us is going to be made a national hero out of this.
Does this mean Fox is going to die?
No. This Fox is still one step ahead of the Hounds. The reason I came to see you today, Jack, it's time for Fox to clear its name.
What are you talking about?
The situation has changed. We still got a chance to come out of this one alive.
Yeah, what kind of chance?
Don't get too excited. Here, have a cigar. It's Cuban. This morning, I had a meeting with the CIA.
They decided when they're going to execute
Cara,
us.
é muita história, pô, muita história. A gente quase não
Something
interage.
even bigger. Yesterday, the White House received an unexpected call.
President Johnson?
Os outros Metal Gear não eram assim, cara. Não lembro do Metal Gear 1 nem no 2 ser tanto assim. No 2 mais pro finalzinho. O 2 mais pro finalzinho tinha bastante história e tal.
That's right.
Mas, pô, tinha muito mais interação, muito mais jogo.
Main design bureaus, OKB-754, was destroyed in a nuclear explosion. At about the same time, our anti-aircraft radar picked up a signature that appeared to come from one of your military aircraft. Does any of this sound familiar to you?
Yeah!
In retaliation, I have placed our armed forces on
Ofuscado.
secondary
Obrigadão pelo follow, seja muito bem-vindo.
Depending on your response, I may be left with no choice but to order the military to maximum alert and unleash Armageddon. With the help of your predecessor, I was able to survive the Cuban incident. But my power is not as great as it once was. If I am to survive this crisis,
Salve, salve, cara. Boa noite aí. Bem-vindo ao canal, hein?
Cooperation.
I should have contacted you myself. Did you know that one of our soldiers defected to your country a week ago?
No.
So you haven't heard then. The man who arranged the defection was a GRU colonel by the name of Yevgeny Borosovich Volgin.
Volgin? Of the Brezhnev faction. Go on. Who is the soldier?
Her name is the Boss. She's a living legend. During World War II, she was the one who led us to victory in that war. In Russia, you know her as Voyevoda.
You mean the Boss? The mother of your special forces?
Yes, that's the one. And she took 2
Cinema em
miniature
casa.
nuclear shells along with her.
É o que virou, né? Virou um cineminha aí.
I'm afraid so. I believe they were a gift for her new hosts. The Davy Crockett Atomic Battle Group delivery system was completed 2 years ago. Serious problems were found with the launcher's range and precision. Although they were mass-produced, they've never been deployed in battle.
But Sokolov's research facility was completely wiped out. The whole area is polluted.
I can only offer you my deepest condolences over this terrible tragedy.
So, the Boss, with Colonel Volgin's help, stole 2 experimental nuclear shells and took them with her as gift when she defected. Then, shortly thereafter, Sokolov's design lab, a top-secret military research facility, was destroyed by one of these weapons. Am I right so far?
Mandarashi.
Yes, that's correct.
And the American government denies
Pode falar aí.
involvement in the affair. Is that right as well?
That's
Mande
correct.
suas sinceridades
We were
no
not
chat.
involved in any way.
Then what was a U.S. military aircraft doing on our radar screen? It was clearly in violation of our airspace.
Pois é.
And yet you say it was not acting under your orders.
Tu, Arashi,
That's correct.
pra chegar nesse nível, pra tu pedir Zelda aqui no canal, quer dizer que tá complicado, né?
I don't know what else to tell you.
The army insists that this is all a ploy on your part.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. Our government had nothing to do with it.
And I would like dearly to believe you.
Olha só.
However, I'm afraid my power over the military has weakened since the Cuban incident. I will need some kind of proof that this was not the action of the American government.
Não, até que é legal, tipo, pra entender a história, sabe? Pra...
You must catch the boss yourselves and
Mas eu acho que
recover
não
the
vale a pena
remaining
pra continuar em lives aqui.
Then you must find some way to prove your innocence.
Prove our innocence.
Yes, preferably something painful. Prove to me that this is not merely another one of your tricks.
The boss should be close to Colonel Volgin. How about a little co-action?
I would not expect too much if I were you. The political situation here is unstable.
Pois é.
And Colonel Volgin is a member of the Brezhnev faction, which seeks to topple my government. 1 week. You have only 1 week. And if it is not too much to ask, do something about Volgin as well.
What is that supposed to mean?
Nothing. It means nothing. Call it a modest gentleman's agreement to ensure our continued relationship.
What if we can't prove our innocence?
Then I will be unable to restrain the military. I will be ousted, and they will seek their revenge.
A nuclear attack on the United States?
I leave the disposal of this situation entirely to your discretion, Mr. President.
Disposal?
If you fail, it will mean the beginning of a new world war.
To put it simply, in order to avoid a full-scale nuclear conflict, we have to prove that America was not involved in that explosion.
And eliminating the boss ourselves will prove America's innocence?
Right. The higher-ups have decided that you're the only one capable of pulling this off. You were her last apprentice. Screw this one up, and we'll both be 6 feet under. There's no choice.
the Russians going to be helping us?
The KGB has promised to lend us one of their communications satellites so that you and I can talk to each other.
That's it?
They've also put us in touch with a couple of insiders.
Insiders?
There was a defection in September 1960. Do you remember it?
You mean the 2 NSA codebreakers who went over to the Soviet Union?
Precisely. Since then, they've apparently been training with the KGB for exactly this kind of situation. Their code names are Adam and Eva. I've been told that Adam has infiltrated Volgin's ranks. We've also arranged for him to provide you with an escape route. You'll need to rendezvous with him when you get there.
Control. Unidentified aircraft detected. Altitude 30,000 feet.
Não, são boas. A história é interessante e tal, mas... Como eu falei, nada contra o jogo. É só trazer isso aí em live é complicado, né?
Estimated airspeed exceeding Mach 3. Bearing south. I'm about to lose it.
Ainda bem que as outras lives deram bastante clips. Que essa aqui não vão ter muito. Essa aqui, a hora que der pra salvar aqui, eu vou salvar e vou encerrar.
This is Snake. Do you read me?
Loud and clear. Glad to see you landed safely.
I got blown pretty far off target.
Snake, let's go over your mission objectives one more time. Rescue Sokolov. Find out what's happened to the Shagohod, then destroy it. And finally, eliminate the boss.
Eliminate the boss?
This mission will be codenamed Operation Snake Eater.
Because I'll be taking on the boss in our Cobra unit, right?
Don't forget about Colonel Volgin.
I'm not a hired killer.
I know, but that was the Kremlin's demand.
Demand? You mean it wasn't just a request? What's it to us if the Khrushchev regime is threatened by the Colonel and his faction?
If supporting the current regime helps us avoid a nuclear exchange, then that's what we'll do.
And what are the CIA's demands?
Our priorities are the rescue of Sokolov and the destruction of the Shagohod.
Roger that, Major Tom.
Hold on, Snake.
What now?
I'm changing my codename. It turns out Tom wasn't the most auspicious choice.
What do you mean?
Well, the truth is, when I chose my codename, I picked the wrong one.
The wrong one?
Did you ever see the movie The Great Escape? It came out last year.
Oh, must have missed that one.
Anyway, it's based on a true story about prisoners who escaped from a POW camp in Nazi Germany. The prisoners dig 3 tunnels as part of their plan, but the Nazis find 2 of the tunnels before they're finished. The prisoners succeed in escaping by using the last remaining tunnel. The names of those 3 tunnels were Dick, Harry, and Tom.
I get it. You used the name of the tunnel they escaped in as your code name because you thought it would bring you good luck.
Yes, that's exactly right. At least, that was the plan.
But
I got the name wrong. The one they escaped in was Harry. Tom was one of the unlucky tunnels. It was discovered by the Nazis before it was finished. I watched the movie again. to make sure. In fact, I even ordered the actual film from the movie company.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like the greatest name to use. So what should I call you?
You know, let's just use Zero, like we've been doing all along.
All right, then. Major Zero it is. We'll start over from square one.
From square zero. My frequency is 140.85. Oh, I almost forgot. Paramedic is with us again on this mission.
Is this her last chance too?
If we fail, she'll have her medical license revoked. It's more or less the same kind of fate. Her frequency is the same as during the Virtuous mission, 145.73. She'll be recording your mission data as well, just like the last time. That frequency is also the same.
Eu vou poder salvar? Isso aí já não.
140.96.
O que mais vocês têm pra me contar?
And there's one more person on your support team. His name is Mr. Sigint. He's an expert on the
Não, a
latest
sorte que ele tá
equipment technology.
no cabo aqui, ó.
He'll be going up against some of the world's most advanced weaponry
Pra não
when you
descarregar.
infiltrate the research facility. If you have any questions, just ask him. His frequency is 148.41.
Pensei nisso também.
Mr. Sigint.
Mas nem sabia disso. Eu pensei porque não.
Adam, your KGB
Porque eu lembro que a bateria desse controle de PS3 durava menos. O do PS4 dura bem mais, né?
Meet up with Adam first. He's cleared the way for you to rescue Sokolov.
How will I know this Adam guy when I see him?
You'll know once you reach the factory. The whole area's been polluted by the fallout from that nuclear blast. No one else would dare come close. The password is, "Who are the Patriots?" and Lali Lulelo.
Lali Lulelo.
Lali Lulelo.
You've been equipped with a 45 for this mission. Be careful, it's noisy.
I thought standard Fox procedure was procure on-site weapons acquisition.
The circumstances are different this time. You're now on an official mission for the United States government. It would be necessary to make your presence known to a certain extent. To the Khrushchev regime, at the very least. But remember, this is still a sneaking mission. Snake, if you fail this mission, it will mean an all-out nuclear war. Keep that in mind and proceed with extreme caution.
Understood. Commencing Operation Snake Eater.
Então, salvar aqui. Teve.
Paramedic.
Snake, it's so good to hear from you again.
Same here. It's been a week, hasn't it?
4 days, actually.
Huh?
I visited you in the hospital. You were still unconscious, though.
Then you must have seen me naked.
Yeah, but you were all wrapped up in bandages and tubes, so I couldn't do anything but look.
Better luck next time.
Let's hope so. But seriously, don't forget that you were like that until just yesterday. In fact, you really shouldn't even be on this mission. Keep an eye on your stamina gauge. If you start to run low, don't push yourself. Eat something to replenish your stamina. And try not to get yourself hurt. If you're wounded or get bitten by a venomous animal, go into the survival viewer immediately and treat yourself using cure.
Yeah. I can see you still know how to nap.
Tutorial de cutscenes é foda, né?
And I can see you still don't know when to keep your mouth shut.
Maybe so.
Tá, vou passar isso aqui rápido e vou salvar aí, vamos. Infelizmente. Pera aí, nem salvei. Passei tão rápido que nem salvei.
You want to save?
Quero salvar, a gente. Numa daquelas datas que a gente nunca sabe se vai jogar em off, a gente continua em off. Aí quando for jogar a gente já esqueceu tudo quanto é cutscene, vai ter que assistir tudo de novo. Mas deu tudo certo.
Chin up.
É isso aí.
You wanna save?
Tem alguém pra gente mandar
Hold
uma
on a
raid? Não tem alguém pra gente mandar uma raid. Novamente. Essa camuflagem. Dá pra fazer tudo. Rosto todo preto. Uniforme. Já tá o mais possível. Options. Tela de título. É isso aí. Cara, não sei se eu ia jogar. Tá... Ficou aqui um tempão. Eu não sei se vale a pena assistir Arashi. Peço até desculpa pra vocês aí, né? Imaginava que o jogo seria tanto assim. Será que a gente vai mais um pouquinho? O que vocês acham? Vai mais um pouquinho assim pra ver se o jogo flui ou não? Não sei nem quem é que tá na live aí. Até que tem um pessoalzinho, mas... A interação tá só... Vamos fazer o seguinte, peraí. Vamos abrir uma enquete. Se a gente... Cadê? Vamos abrir uma enquete aqui. Ó, continuo. Encerra a live. Sim. Ó, enquetezinha aqui, ó. Eu sou suspeito e já sou fã desse game. Pronto, ó. Continua o jogo ou encerra a live? Vou fazer as votações de vocês aí. Pra ver se a gente continua ou não continua. Putz, eu botei muito tempo, né? Pra enquete, nem vi quanto tempo eu botei na enquete. Quanto tempo que eu botei na enquete? Nem lembro aqui. Deixa eu ver resultados. Não. Botei muito tempo, né? A opção Zelda.